Just coincidental. Nice shop. Yeah, do buy a book. Used to work over the road actually at the Sausage and Mash. Don't anymore. Not regretful. Diary extract. Help yourself to a glass of wine. Thank you. You're late, we'll talk about it after. Diary extract. I'm on the train wondering whether this incredibly expensive cup of tea will ever cool down. I've finished reading the safety instructions again. Now I've taken the top off of my cup of tea rather than blowing at it through the small hole and hence making a whistling sound, because it appears to be annoying the lady sat opposite. She's glaring at me over the top of the screen of her clicky tappity laptop and yelling hello repeatedly into her mobile phone. And so now I'm just gazing out of the window and at the moving hills, rolling fields and sheep following sheep and wondering why they won't wave back. The other person sat opposite me is a tall man who is trying to negotiate more leg room by subtly kicking my legs off. The old man sitting next to me, who reeks of wee, is unwrapping the tin foil from some egg and cress sandwiches. Only 2 stops to go. So yeah, that was a self-explanatory. So I'm going to do. I've got Crohn's disease. In fact, that's why I left the Sausage and Mash restaurant, because I had to have an operation. I won't go into graphic detail. Some of you might be squeamish, but basically I'm shitting into a bag at the moment. Right, we'll move on. Okay, these aren't poems as such, not really prose. I don't know what prose means, but these are 3 short stories that I wrote when I was in hospital. My girlfriend, I do have one. She's real. She gave me this book, so for all it counts. But yeah, so I wrote these 3. First one's called High BP. The bloke with the beard on the bed opposite pissed into the cardboard bottle and then shouted at the nurse about his high blood pressure. He likes Classic FM. Now I know that because if any of you have been into hospitals in the last few years, they've now got these. They don't have wine. Lucky. These systems where you can listen personally, you know, with your personal headphones on. However, if you don't press the button to switch it over, it means that everyone else can hear what you're listening to, but you can hear it just but muffled. And he didn't grasp this for the whole fortnight that I was in. I found it quite insane, so I was listening to it. I didn't even have to bother pressing mine or paying for the fee. Anyway, next one's called it's about morphine, because they did an epidural. Which they give to ladies, not all ladies, but ladies who have babies, and it didn't work. In fact, it made my left leg go numb, but not that area. So morphine, they managed to get some eventually. It's called morphine haze. In the hospital bay, I lay. All right, and the last one is called Bethany. Bethany. Bethany from phlebotomy came round our bay today to take some bloods. She couldn't find a vein on the bearded man, so she called for a doctor to assist. That's it. Basically, if she hadn't, well, there'd be blood and shit everywhere, wouldn't there? It'd be a nightmare. So good on Bethany. Well done, Bethany. Lovely girl. Lovely girl. Didn't speak to her there. Okay, we're going to do something. This is food related. Written about the doner kebab vans in Oxford. I think we'll just do it as another sort of 2 or 3. Is that all right, Leon? And then hit the road. Okay. So it's about the doner kebab vans in Oxford, and it's entitled Dining Out. Like pigeons to a drop sandwich on Trafalgar Square, like seagulls to a stamped-on crisp upon the playground floor in the English Riviera. Like the gaggle of 14-year-old girls at a Westlife concert, they crowd the stage and look up into the culinary laboratory. Well-gelled quiffs of the salivating wildebeest have defluffed as a result of the Pilsner sweat and melting strobe lighting. Glazed, bloodshot eyes stare in wonder and confusion as if they've been posed with a life-affecting question. Chili sauce salad? Grey, centimetre-thick burgers flip, a pale Doner Alsatian sweats and rotates on an ever-turning spit. Stale sesame baps require toasting, even the lettuce requires roasting. Demands for various sauces are yelled from the mosh pit of small fallen-out perms and smudged mascara. Pita bread split, copper changes dropped and drunkenly ignored or arrogantly left as a tip. They've all been served and so gradually disperse into the cold night air, leaving behind a carpeted pavement of 100% halal, chips and cheese, and the remnants of a meal to remember. You can clap at that juncture whilst I just find it. There we go. Thank you very much. Well, we'll do a few short ones. This is really just a taster, whetting your appetite for what's to come. It sounds like a fun evening. I'm actually unhappy that I can't stay around. I can't be here for that. So, so these are similar to haikus. The short Japanese poem. Haiku usually has to have season change. These don't. They're not called George haikus. They are called senjurus. It's patronising a literary audience. We'll move on. Okay, this one's really clever because it combines season and food. In fact, so in season. It's not rude. Carrots in winter, strawberries in summer, spring onions. Not sure. 12 words worth. On the 12th of March, snowdrops' heads shrivel up, but daffodils flourish. So there we are. In fact, they were haikus-ish. This one's called Ostracisation in Torquay, where I was formed. My passion for Strauss means that I don't fit in with other boy racers. Mother's Day. Clambering over garden wall, daffodils clenched. It's the thought that counts. It's one about food allergies called shellfish anaphylaxis. Rod swore he'd never touch mussels ever again, or pistachios. We're coming to the end. This is called Illiterate. Mobile library, crashes, pile-ups, spines broken, all walk off unhurt. And this, two more. This is about my dermatological condition. Poetry in lotion. When I run out of aqueous emollient, goose fat suffices. And the last one's one for the ladies. This is called Flowery. They say my poems aren't flowery, but I'd like to fuck a florist. Right, and we'll finish with one more, which isn't about my girlfriend. It's one that I wrote before I ever had a girlfriend, and it's entitled Her. I'll finish with this one. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Her. She radiates the warmth of a fur coat made from the last British beaver. Tight-fitting. Eternal closeness, never to become extinct. She grants me the comforting soft touch of a leaf of sage, such an ease to engage with. She is my soothing aromatic sprig of garden mint that relieves me of irritable bowel syndrome. She is my jus d'orange and lightly buttered slice of Marmite on toast that cures me of scurvy and hunger and stops the mosquitoes biting. She is the much-needed, nicotine-weighty cigarette from which the smoke spirals, dances and curls from. She is the glow beneath the smothering dead ash. She is my orchestra, my string quartet. Not the cello, though. She's not a fat lass. But the violin, a support for the chin as she rests gently on the shoulder like a pirate's parrot, not repeating facetiously but responding lovingly. She is as subtle and calming as the wedding reception harpist, as discreet as a nurse in the STD clinic, I'd imagine. She is more words than will fit on all this notebook's paper. She is a love too perfect, an undiscovered fictional character. There we go. Thank you very much for listening.